I can, Mataji.
Yes, Sirisha Mataji, thank you for offering. Carry on, Mataji.
Absolutely my pleasure, Mataji.
You can start from Nama Om, okay?
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते
Vishnupadaya
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti
वेदांत स्वामी
Swami Iti
इति
Namine.
नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे। निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। निर्विशेष शून्यवादी
Shunyavadi
पाश्चात्य
Paschatya
देशतारिणे।
Deshatarine.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare,
हरे,
Hare
हरे
Rama,
राम
Hare
राम राम
Rama
हरे
Rama,
हरे।
Hare Hare.
Two more times, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Krishna, Krishna,
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण हरे
Krishna, Krishna
हरे,
Hare
हरे
Hare,
राम
Hare Rama,
राम
Rama
राम
Rama,
हरे
Hare
हरे।
Hare,
Everybody.
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare, Hare
हरे
Rama, Hare
राम
Rama, Rama
राम
Rama,
राम
Hare
हरे
Hare.
हरे।
Haribol.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
हरे हरे,
Hare Hare,
हरे
Hare
राम
Rama,
हरे
Hare
राम
Rama,
राम राम
Rama
हरे
Rama,
हरे।
Hare Hare.
Okay, we all finished it together. Haribol, Sirisha
हरि
Mataji and
बोल।
everybody else. Haribol.
Thank you, Mataji. And sorry, Mataji, I didn't know you guys will repeat because in our class only I used to sing, nobody else used to sing. So I just went in the
Okay,
flow in the
I
class.
know,
I'm
I
so
know.
sorry.
Because you know the Zoom voice will overlap, right? But we don't care. We just go. We just want to chant together. Yeah, that's okay. So far we've been doing like that. So yeah, okay. All right. So Jai. Okay, let me offer the praise to spiritual teachers. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविघ्नविनाश नरसिंह इति नामिने। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Let's take blessing from Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Oh dear, I forgot to post this earlier. Old habits. Name an old habit that you successfully got rid of. How did I forget? Usually I'll post it a bit earlier so that you all can think and then come and present your thoughts, share your thoughts. So all of us have a few bad habits or characteristics. Some we would have successfully broke it. Some we are still dealing with it, right? So, oh my God. Just excuse me. So 1 minute, you all can think of, if you already have something on your mind, you can share. Whoever wants to go first. Name an old habit that you successfully got rid of.
What old habit?
Come, don't be shy. It will be inspiring for others,
Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Meat eating and anger.
Meat eating and anger.
Yes.
Right. I'm very interested to know about the anger part, Mataji. Don't you all want to know?
Oh my God! Because I will get very angry over small things, Mataji. As after keep on chanting, the anger of I don't know where it goes. Totally it goes off. Now it's difficult for me to get anger.
Oh, you're so blessed. I think a couple of weeks ago, Prema Mataji from our group 22 also shared that previously is it not Prema Mataji? Was it you that you see with the chanting gradually you have actually overcome that?
Yes, Mataji.
Very surprised, Mataji.
Very So how do you do? How did you do it, Mataji?
Just keep on chanting, and then I don't know how it goes off suddenly.
Right, that's so nice, right? Because in subconsciously you have realized that that's why it's gone off, right? Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Charana Mataji. Anybody else who like to share old habit that you successfully got rid of?
Me, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prema Mataji, carry on.
Yeah, this was when I was a teenager. That means in Form 1, Form 2, like 13 and 14 years old. So I used to grow up in my grandma's place, and my grandma is always not a person that a very loving person or shows love, nothing like that. Her face is always grumpy, For some reason, her face is always grumpy. Anything you want to ask her, you can't see any expression on her face. It's always grumpy. So we hardly talk to each other. It's basically you're eating and you're washing the plate, and that's about it. Every morning you get up, you go to school. So the life was very robotic. And then you must make sure that you're home on time. 1 o'clock you're finishing school means I'm walking to school, 10 minutes she gives you, 1:10 you must be at home.
Okay.
It's like that, very strict. Okay, so because of all these things, you'll be rushing, and then normally I don't have breakfast, and then under the hot sun you walk and come back with all the school homework, everything running in your head, right? So the neighborhood is a very elderly people who are the one who's staying there. So they all like to disturb me. That means they say, hey, I got a son. Would you like to marry my son? Hey, I got, this fella is interested in you. Would you like to say hi to him? So I normally, because you're so angry,
Mm.
I will normally stare at them like as though I'm ready to eat or pounce on them like that, you know.
Mhm.
So this elderly man, when he saw my reaction like that, I think dia terasa, you know.
Uh,
The next day, when I'm expecting that from him, he didn't even
mm.
look at me. He
Okay.
stopped looking at me and he didn't disturb me. And then I say, hey, that's very strange. He's been doing this all the years. Why suddenly now he stopped?
Mm.
And that actually hurt me. Oh
Mm.
dear, I hurt his feeling, you know, the words that I use, or maybe the way I stared at him would
Mm.
have really hurt his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So the coming day, I was purposely walking slowly in front of his house, thinking he will say something, yet he didn't say anything. He just got up and he went into his house.
He got terrified, I think.
Right. And I was feeling very bad for him. I said, oh dear, I really hurt his feeling, you know. So I told myself, in future, please do not do anything like that. People are just playing with you. They're not serious. You shouldn't be, you know, you don't have to say anything. And they are elderly people. So they're kind of sensitive. And I'm, on the other hand, is a teenager.
He
So
was just
from that
feeling
day
worried.
onwards, Mataji, I tell you, I will never immediately react. When I'm angry or whatever it is, I won't immediately react. I'll just keep calm, and then later only I'll come back with whatever feedback I want to give.
That's nice.
So I try my best not to immediately react with my emotion, even when I'm sad or upset or angry, because the words is very important, and how you look at them, or even when you're angry, you know, your body language shows. And that could really hurt someone. So the next time they want to ask you or want to approach you, they will think twice.
Think twice, or they might not ask
Or
anything. They
they
will not
might,
approach us
yes,
at
correct.
all.
So I learned that. I stopped doing that. I don't react. I always go with a smile. I'll tell them, I'm sorry, I'll come back to you later.
Right.
That's
That
all.
gives you some
So
time.
that's one old habit. I'm a very hot-tempered person, actually.
Yeah, totally.
Now I don't know where it went away. Now after chanting is even better. I don't have to think or force myself. It just comes to me very beautifully.
Very beautiful, Mataji, because you have that discipline to do it every day, like Charana Mataji also.
Yes, must. I must chant. If I don't chant, I feel like my day is not complete.
Yeah, so things don't
Yes.
fall in place for the rest of
Correct.
the day, right?
Correct.
So on that note, I was talking to one friend. She came down from Penang, and I was recording her because we wanted to collect some homages for our Guru Maharaj appearance day coming next week. Because she's a well-wisher and Guru Maharaj knows her personally, so I was recording. And then after the recording, she was telling me she likes my Guru Maharaj so much because we have two kinds of Guru. One is Diksha Guru, another one Siksha Guru. Diksha Guru is where you receive the initiation from, and you might not see them as often as other gurus around you. So therefore, we are to take instruction from other gurus that are available, and we call them Siksha Guru. Siksha Guru means instruction. So
Okay.
my Guru Maharaj, he provides lots of advices for them, the couple, husband and wife. And she said, she says this word, his problem solving method is very good. And she said, whenever they go and approach my Guru Maharaj for something, Guru Maharaj will pause and take some time to process it, and then he will give a solution. So this is what exactly you have said. And it
Yes.
really helps. I mean, if we were to do that for other people, and it's very helpful. Sometimes you also want to jump in their boat and share their emotions.
Correct.
But I don't
Yes.
think that's pretty helpful, isn't it? Because they
True.
want to just luar prasan, and we are also pouring
Yeah, betul.
oil, butter into that fire. Yeah.
Yes, must be very careful.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good thing also, Mataji. I'm also trying to change that because I feel like I want to support people who are, trying to let go their feelings, but I don't think that's a effective way of helping them.
And there's another thing that I've came across while I'm reading so many other things, because I'm a therapist. I massage people, so I must always be in a positive energy.
Yeah.
So what normally they say is, but this is Buddhism way of doing. Of course, they say breathe. If you're confused, you are angry, you are upset, you don't know what's going on, you're just not in a mood to do anything or whatsoever, just breathe. Focus on breathing. Take a deep breath few times, even before chanting. If your mind is really, going all over the place, just stop and breathe. breathe few times, then you see you're able to focus. So it says when you're angry or when whatever negative mood you are in, your breath actually is in a different frequency. So you have to
settle
stop
it
that.
down.
When you take enough oxygen into your brain and your body, you see you're very calm and you're peace and you know what to do already.
Right.
So
So
the
that's
pause
how
is for breathing. Yes.
right. So this is called pranayama, right? This part of the yoga
Yes,
process as well.
correct.
And yoga itself, it requires lots of discipline, right? If you do it
True.
every day.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
So yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Mataji.
Sarana Mataji.
Thank you.
Pranama Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So yeah, we all have a few bad habits, one or two, all right? And the intensity could be different, some characteristics in us. And then how do we get rid of? We need to have something in practice. So that will become our discipline to get in order to get rid of them. Okay, so similarly, you know, even for material anger management, for material psychological management, we are following certain things to regulate our feelings, our attitude, our characteristics, our lifestyle. All right, these are all discipline. So similarly, when you apply that in spiritual life, we also need certain discipline, some rules and regulations, all right, to advance in spiritual life. Okay, so today, today's lesson is about how to inculcate it, to gradually imbibe that and practice that in our day-to-day life. Remember, it's always not perfection, it's the progress that we are making. Are we better than last month? Are we better than last year? Okay, so you can see before and after Gita Gyan. Right, before Gita Gyan, how are you? After Gita Gyan, how are you? All right, it's almost a year now. We are entering February. So the first time you are in level 3 and we started. Who remembers when we started Gita Gyan level 1? Exact date. We are almost a year now.
1st February 2020?
Yes, 2021.
Yeah, 2021, 1st February 2021.
So tomorrow, 2 days later, we're going to mark anniversary, Gita Gyan anniversary. Okay, so I wish we all are meeting so we can cut a big cake and feast on it. All right, so yeah, you see, you're almost completing 1 year journey together. So you can reflect and see how much you have come, right? How far you have come. It's important, yeah, because you don't want to waste that 1 year that you are together with us. So you have to reflect and see how much you have changed or how things have, evolved in your life. Okay, so with that, we enter. I'm not a guru, Mataji. I'm just a friend. Okay, just a friend. Okay, rules and regulations. So last week we did time for recap. Huh? Okay, this week's chapter is rules and regulations. Thank you, Tamari Mataji. Because of you all, I'm here. If you are not there, then I'm not here too. Okay. All right. Rules and regulation. Can I know the title of last week? Okay, before that, I would like to tell you today's module is very light. It's very, very light. We don't have heavy stories, heavy philosophy. This is all what we already learned. So I would like to interact more with you. So if everybody can jump in and interact quicker, then we can finish the class quick. Okay, it's not heavy at all. Everything we learned already. So it's more like I'm going to ask questions today. Okay, so please feel free to share your thoughts, all right? Okay, last week's title. This week.
Eternity of Bhakti.
Yes, very good, Mataji. What does he mean by that? Yashoda Mai Mataji.
Eternity, inner
Yes,
Bhakti.
Tamare Mataji. Yes. Okay, what does it mean?
Is it what we get out of our Bhakti Seva?
All right, not wrong.
Where we end up for our next life, if this life we do a proper Bhakti Seva,
Okay,
and how
that's
it
very
continues.
good. That's very good. That is our journey. Let's start from the beginning. Let's talk about eternity. What comes to you when you talk about eternity?
Bhakti goes on even the next life.
Very good. Yes, Mataji. So what is that verse? Including last week, we literally came across that verse like 3 times in that entire 1 year. What verse is that? It's easy for me to give you all, but then you won't remember. Yashoda Priya Mataji. I'm going to call names.
Oh God.
I'm going to call the students first, then later I'm going to call the other Bhakti Sastri students.
Cannot recall.
Ayal, cannot lie like that, Mataji. Okay, so we will go to Punita Mataji.
Okay, I think this one is referring to Bhagavad-Gita chapter 2 verse 40.
Yes, Mataji. Could you elaborate on that? What is the key phrase from that verse?
It says that when we perform devotional service or bhakti, there is no loss or diminution.
Yes, on the spot.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for being there. So, so with regards to this, no loss or diminution, can somebody pick up that verse and read for us the translation, 2.40? You all should come for the class with the Bhagavad Gita in your hand.
I read Mataji.
Yes, can Mataji.
Purport only or
Translation.
okay. Translation. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. A little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear.
A little advancement.
Right.
Okay. Next, thank you, Mataji. Next question. What is that dangerous type of fear?
Can I, Mataji?
Yes, Sirisha Mataji.
It is death.
No.
Okay, it is our next life, our next birth.
Okay. So why is it dangerous? What is so dangerous about next birth?
Because we don't want to get back to the animal life where we cannot serve Krishna.
Right. Very good. Thank you, Mataji. Yes. Very nice. So, with regards to this verse, I narrated a story about somebody. Who was that?
Ramanujacharya.
Ramanujacharya?
Yeah. Was it him? No.
Adakah keputusan anda muktamad?
let me check my RAM again.
Lifelines? Anybody else? What story you narrated? There were a few slides, I have narrated the story. What Acharya? The Acharya is correct. Ramanujacharya, very close.
Alavandan or something. Alavandan. Akila one.
Okay, he is the scholar, the arrogant scholar. But whose story, who is the Acharya that we were talking about?
Is it Yamunacharya, Mataji?
Yamunacharya, very good. Yes, story of Yamunacharya. What happened to him? He was a great devotee. He was grandson of a great devotee, Nath Muni. What happened to him in his life?
He went into the politics. He became the king.
He became the king.
I was too busy for spiritual life. Yeah.
Yes, very good. So how did he got back onto his track?
The uncle? Is it somebody?
The grandfather sent out a disciple
to send some food. Some vegetables.
Yeah, the spinach, right?
Yeah.
The way he took to approach him, to reach out to him. Right? And then how did he got back to his track? How it was rekindled, the devotional part of his life? What happened? What was the turning point? Where they went?
One day the cook did not receive the spinach, so he could not. So the king could not get the spinach dish in his lunch meal, and he was surprised that this particular spinach dish was not in his meal. So he went back to the cook to ask, why is this not present today?
Mm.
So then he says that he also wants to meet the person who has bought who usually gets the spinach to him. So that way he goes back to meet the person, and then he finally meets his grandfather, and then he realizes, okay, he has to get back to his bhakti marga.
Mm. Right. So actually, the grandfather was at that he has about to die, and he wants to save Yamunacharya from this politics, from this kingly duties back to his spiritual path. So he sent out a disciple to reach out to Yamunacharya. So the important point here is that the person, I forgot his name, the disciple went over and told him, I have your grandfather, he's dying and he wants me to pass some wealth to you. And being a king and materialistic at that point of time, Yamunacharya was tempted. Oh, okay, please pass it to me now. Then he will say, no, it's not here, you have to follow me, I will show you where is the wealth. Then they took a journey to, where did they go? Where did they go?
Sri Rangam, is it?
Yes, Sri Rangam. All right. The moment Yamunacharya set his eyes on the lotus face of the Lord Ranganath, what happened to him?
Was he crying?
Yes, he started crying. Remember the tears, and he said prayers that was written by Tirupannalvar. Okay, he described the Lord. Actually, that verse that Tirupannalvar, he wrote 10 verses only out of 4,000. There are total 12 alvars, right? He wrote 10 pasurams only, 10 verses only, and that 10 verses, you know, what is it about? How to glorify the Lord from the feet to the face. Okay, it is mentioned in Shastras that when we see the Lord, we don't immediately see the deity on their face. Okay, we have to start from their lotus feet. We glorify that slowly, you gradually go to their face. Finally, only you will see the face. Okay, so this is also something I come across recently through this Divya Prabandha. But before this, I know that it's always the best way to worship or to see the Lord, take the darshan from the feet onward, because we are not qualified to immediately see the face. However, let me bring you to Srimad Bhagavatam, where Queen Kunti will offer prayers. When she offers prayers to Krishna, she will say this: Nama Pankaja Nabhaya, Nama Pankaja Maline, Nama Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangre. So what she is doing here is that she is a special case. She is Krishna's auntie. So there is a etiquette, all right? Even though she knows that Krishna is the supreme, but because they are on the earth performing pastimes, she cannot do that. She cannot go from feet to the face because Krishna is younger to her. Okay, Krishna is her mother. Queen Kunti is Krishna's auntie. So, you know what praise, how she starts Nama Pankaja Nabhaya. She will offer her praise to the navel of Krishna first. Nama Pankaja Nabha. Nabha means navel. Then Nama Pankaja Netraya. She will offer her obeisance to Krishna's beautiful eyebrow. Netraya means eyebrow. Nama Pankaja Maline. Then she will go lower. She will go to Krishna's body. Maline means, what is Maline? Garland, right? Flower garland. And then finally she will go to Krishna's, because she knows she has to somehow worship Krishna's feet, no matter whether she's auntie or not, because she knows Krishna is the supreme. So she has to worship his feet, glorify the feet. Finally she will go to Namaste Pankajangre. So back to the Tirupannalvar Pashuram, that 10 Pashuram is about glorifying the Lord from feet to the face. So this particular verse that Yamunacharya recite when he sees the Lord is number 8. So that's why it's already at the face. Okay, so it's very beautiful. Glorification. So next week we will have how to perform prayers. What kind of prayers? Because when we go in front, sometimes you'll just stand there. You know, so many years of my life, I just go there in front there and I stand. Of course, I learned some Devaram, so I know I can sing some Devaram, but you know, it's hardly, Devaram is very ancient Tamil, so you don't really understand what is it about. And not like now you have translation like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 40 years ago, you don't have that. Okay, so I couldn't relish it. But now that we have all these prayers, we have to just look hard for it and use that prayers to glorify the Lord when we see the Lord. So we cannot just sit there and stand them. Of course, you can admire their beauty, but it's always good to glorify the Lord with some words that is given by previous acharyas. So it's very important. So we will learn that next week. Okay. So this is in regards to this verse, we narrated story of Yamunacharya, and we quoted some great personalities on about how you have nothing to lose when you take up a spiritual path. And then there was a ribbon cloud question. Ribbon cloud question means if this doesn't happen, what happens to us? So what kind of question we saw? After practicing bhakti for a long time or for a short time, we fail. What will happen to us? Anybody remembers? This question I think practically every week I'm asking. So what happens to us if you fail after a short while practicing and if you fail after a long time of practice? Come, we are
You'll
still
be born in a devotee's family.
This is
If
failure.
it's a short time.
Okay, failure
After short.
time we born in devotee's family.
Maybe you might be born in a devotee, or maybe a devotee who is also going towards the spiritual life, that kind of thing. Yeah.
But it's not after a short while. That one is after a long while.
Long while. Okay. Short one,
so-
maybe you'll be born, maybe it could be an animal also. That animal can
Oh,
be
no,
in a
no, no.
devotee's
The
family.
moment you have
No.
taken up bhakti, there is no way you will go fall back to animal world.
Wow,
That's guaranteed. That's guaranteed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always upward, but nak kona kat mana? The first turn or second turn, that's the difference only. So
Right.
failure after short while of practice, where we will be reborn?
Maybe in a rich people's family.
Yeah, rich aristocratic family, very educated family, we will be born there. So maybe you reflect yourself now and say, where am I now? Right? So we want to appreciate that and we want to move forward. We don't want to use that facility and degrade ourselves. So you don't want to do that. Right? So okay, after long term of practice, failure after long term practice, then we will be born in family of transcendentalists, a devotee family or family that are engaged in spiritual activities.
Yeah.
Right. So that is the question. What will happen if you are practicing now but unable to remember Krishna at the time of death? Okay, the answer is rebirth in aristocratic or devotional family. Okay, so at the end, what did we reflect on? Knowing where we are, what did we reflect on? So this question, I think Tamare Mataji answered and Kajai Mataji answered, if I can remember it correctly. What did you answer, Tamare Mataji? Do you remember?
Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, the question.
Action plan. I think practice, listen to classes, go for knowledge. Yeah, knowledge of spiritual knowledge.
Yeah, so like I think last week, Tamare Mataji continuously hearing.
Yeah.
And then Kajai Mataji also, okay, continuously reading, she mentioned that. So this is how these are the action plan. We want to see where we are currently, and then we want to have an action plan. How do we move forward? Okay. All right, because we know already, you have the foundation already, you know this is important, and you know that if you do this, you will get this, if you do this, you get that. So accordingly, we want to tailor our action plan. So this is how the level 3 is helping. Little bhakti steps, small bhakti steps. Okay, we're not taking leaps, all right? We are taking bhakti steps, small steps. Okay. All right, so there are various levels of bhakti yoga. We are entering the rules and regulations or regulative principles of bhakti yoga. Yashoda Priya Mataji, how many levels are there?
First is forgot already. Jnana yoga.
No. That is different kinds of yoga. Various levels of bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is one of the yoga, all right, the ultimate yoga. Now, bhakti yoga itself got how many levels? Level 1, level 2, remember?
Oh, level, that one, level 5 level.
Yes, very good. 5
very
levels.
good. Forgot already.
Mataji, 2 weeks I'm
This
pretty.
week done a lot of work, housework for Chinese New Year. That's why.
I understand. All right. So, who can tell what is level 1? What is the topmost level, the best level? The level, the kind of. Yeah.
Fix your mind.
Yes, Tamil Mataji.
Yeah, fix your mind.
Yes.
Fix your mind onto Krishna.
Okay. How long? 4 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours?
24 hours.
Very good. Mind fully fixed on Krishna. Can all of us achieve this?
No.
No. All right. So let's go to Krishna. So kind. He's giving us alternative level 2. What is level 2?
Follow the regulative principle of Bhakti
Yeah.
under guidance.
Correct. Under the guidance of, for example, who do you get the guidance from?
Guru.
Correct. Very nice. So our lesson here is going to touch on this, but I will go on to level 3 as well. Okay, because it will be a good revision for you all as well. All right, level 3.
So work for me.
Okay, so what kind of work, Mataji? Would you like to give example?
Helping people in their devotional service.
Yes, so working for Krishna by contributing to his service. Okay, we can, you see, we have senses and we use our senses to directly serve Krishna. Like recently, we have some devotees came to temple and they helped with the packing of the prasad for the flood victims. Okay, even though okay, of course, at that time the environment is conducive. We were having kirtans and also the mind is engaged on Krishna. But you can even do that without your mind is being engaged on Krishna. Okay, you are just doing, you're engaging your limbs, your working senses and your, all your knowledge acquiring senses. You're doing that, you're doing something for Krishna service. That is level 3. This is work for Krishna. Okay, you are directly serving Krishna with your external senses, even if mind is not Krishna. In this way, you're offering your activity to Krishna. Okay, remember? Okay, let's go back a bit. Level 1 is 24 hours thinking of Krishna, the pure love stage. You offer your mind and intelligence to Krishna entirely. And therefore, like that, you are living in him. Your mind is always engaged about Krishna's form. Okay, and then the intelligence always contemplating about Krishna's qualities. So like this, mind and intelligence engaging in Krishna. So mind, you always think about Krishna. Your intelligence, you always think about, oh, Mataji talk about Krishna's appearance today. Oh, Krishna showed his universal form today. And then Krishna said that he is the source of everything. So, these kind of things keep running in our head. And we can do this throughout our life, throughout our daily life. It's possible. Okay, but we can't do it 24 hours because we are also working. We also have to think about work, family, children, right? Right, so all these pure devotees, that all the Goswamis could do that, Prabhupada could do that, our gurus can do that. They dedicate their life to Krishna 24 hours. They are here, level 1. Okay, so otherwise, we are here. We are following the regulative principle. We follow what our teachers are doing. We follow what our friends are doing. We follow what our circle of devotees are doing. Okay, so you can't do that because probably there are some impediments or obstacles from your family. So you go out and you serve Krishna like that, right? Work for Krishna. So let's say you have problem at home. You can't even do that. Your family doesn't allow you to spend money for Krishna. All right, so you go to level 4. So in level 4, what happens here? You give up the results of your work. So what example comes to you? There is a picture that we always have shown you. It's a celebrity. What was he doing? What was he doing? Who was the celebrity and what was he doing? Anyone can?
Is this charity for good cause?
Right. Yes, Mataji. Oh, seems only Tamani Mataji remembers everything. Mataji is...
Oh, I've opened up the particular page where I've written all this.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? It's so helpful. Yes. So this is level 4. Okay, working, you do this. Sarva karma phala tyaga. You're giving up results for some good cause. This is called Nishkama Karma Yoga. Okay, you are doing your work, and you, like celebrities, they donate a lot of money for charities. All right, so this is all comes under level 4, giving up results of work. Okay, again, this is probably is because there may be objections from family members or so many other difficulties. For those who have such problem, you can sacrifice that accumulated result of your activity for good cause. So it could be, so the example that Prabhupada gave, social service, community service, national service, sacrifice of one's country. So all these can be accepted under level 4. However, while these are all giving you spiritual benefit, this is going to give you material benefit. Okay, it's going to detach you, your mind, it will be detached from the results of your work. However, it's going to give you pious credits. All right, so you have to come here to nullify the reactions. Okay, until and unless you come to devotion service where the reactions will be 0, you are going to reap what you do here. Okay, when you do charity, you're going to gain pious credits. So to enjoy the pious credit, you have to come back, right? You are going to get bonus. You have to use your bonus. All right, you have to. You cannot say, no, I don't want to use. You can't. You have to use it. Okay, so if you can't do any of this, you can't even do the welfare activities. What Krishna suggested?
Cultivate knowledge.
Very good. If you can't do that?
Meditation.
Okay, if you can't do that?
Meditation.
Yeah, if you can't do meditation? What is the last one?
Worshipping.
Worshipping is the best one already.
Chanting, Mataji.
Renounce any fruits of action.
Yes, renunciation. You're mentally renouncing the results. Okay, so let me give you the flow. When you cultivate knowledge, it will gradually bring you to the state of meditation. It will gradually bring you. Okay? And when you meditate, you will be gradually purified of the attachments that you have for the result of your activities. Okay, but sometimes meditations can fail. So better for you to do work. That's why you say better than meditation is you rather do work and then you renounce the result. So that is better. If you can't do any of this, okay, you can do this. Okay, dhyana eventually will develop this taste for your fruitive action. So that's how dhyana helps. Ultimately, what we want to achieve through all this? What are we achieving?
Reach Krishna.
No.
To go back to Krishna?
No. I mean, of course, I'm not saying no in that sense, but what are we trying to achieve by doing all these practices here? Knowledge.
Break the rebirth.
No.
Division.
Detachment, Mataji.
No.
Oh.
We want every day.
We
always
want
post
every
like
day.
this. You always post like this in the photo, right? What is that?
Peace.
Yeah.
Please. Oh.
Peace in our life.
Yeah. So all these activities recommended for us to attain peace. But of course, Krishna gave a peace formula. Okay, homework. We have to find out what is that peace formula. I think it should be in chapter 5. Okay. So, Kunita Mataji, do you remember the peace formula? You all can quickly Google also Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna, peace formula.
I think it's 540. Yeah.
Yeah.
529.
Could you read that? Yeah, it's 29, I think. If my
529.
memory
Yeah.
serves me well.
But let me go.
Yeah, you're right. It's 29. So somebody can read for us. What is the peace formula? After this, we can run fast already through the slides. Well, we have 12 people here. Okay. Saras Mataji, you are 2 here. You're expanded into 2. You got reincarnation. Okay, so that means we have 11. Come on. 529, Bhagavad-Gita. Always have Bhagavad-Gita in your hand.
It's 529, is it, Mataji?
Yeah.
5:29. Don't have ink. Don't have it up. 5:29.
Yashoda Mai
5:29.
Yeah.
Anybody can read or somebody?
Yeah, you can read Mataji if you found it first.
Okay, it's a person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor of well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries.
Yes, so this is the peace family. Okay, understand.
Peace.
No problem, Mataji. Okay, yeah, so this is the peace formula. So remember that is the peace formula, and ultimately what we are doing here is to attain peace. Okay, of course ultimately we want to achieve Krishna, attain Krishna. Okay, but everybody wants peace. So you will not attain peace until you surrender to Krishna. So that's where the 5.29 comes in. Okay, so these are all steps. These are all to regulate our life. All right. Okay, so like I said, we are going to zoom into the level 2. Okay, somebody please read for us the English.
My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Okay, so yeah, this is the alternative that Krishna is giving. If you can't fix your mind 24 hours, fix your mind 24 hours on me, then you follow the regulative principle Bhakti Yoga. Why Krishna say? Because this way you will progress to number 1. Okay, so all right. So basically, these regulative principles of Bhakti is meant to purify the senses. Okay, currently our life is revolved around sense gratification. Our eyes, we want to see the things that's so pleasurable. We want to hear what is pleasurable, want to smell what is pleasurable, and taste and talk and do things that's pleasurable to our senses. For our knowledge acquiring senses and also working senses. So when I say knowledge acquiring senses and working senses, can anybody distinguish between these two? Knowledge acquiring senses and working senses. What is that? I only know senses, Mataji. I don't know got knowledge acquiring or working. What is the difference? Like that.
No.
Okay. Knowledge acquiring senses is the senses that you use to perceive things. How you get knowledge? By seeing, by hearing, by smelling, by touching, by tasting. This is knowledge acquiring senses. Working senses are what's working in your body. 2 hands, 2 legs, voice is working, anus and genitals. This is in chapter 13 part 1. We already covered this in level 1. We already covered in level 2. So some revision is required, okay? All right, so of course Bhakti is very easy, but those who want to get more knowledge about this, then you can read chapter 13 to 18. Okay, this Bhagavad-Gita is actually essence of all the Vedic knowledge, Ishopanishads and everything. Krishna gives only the essence of it. So this part, right, these elements of our body is actually given in detail in an Upanishad, which is called Sariraka Upanishad. Sarira means body. All right, so there is Upanishad entirely on physiology of human bodies. But Krishna takes the essence everywhere and he puts in Bhagavad Gita. So when you read Bhagavad Gita, you are as good as reading all the Vedic scriptures. So that is the beauty of it. That is why it is said that Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the cream of the entire Vedas and Upanishads. Okay, so if you like, sometimes Prabhupada will tell in the purport, this is just in brief. If you want to read more, you have to refer the Rig Veda or Yajur Veda or Adharva Veda or Sama Veda. Prabhupada will say like that. All right, so those who have more time and who wants to acquire more knowledge in detail, then they can read all that. Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita is sufficient. All the summary is inside there. Okay, so again, I would like to reiterate, Bhakti Yoga is the process to purify the senses. Okay, so current life, it revolves around sense gratification. How? when we are doing service materially, like we are doing work in office, we are basically doing to get salary, okay, maybe some fame and recognition and award. But how many people are truly loving the job that they are doing? Of course, some blessed ones, they are doing what they like, passionate about something, and they are doing that for livelihood. But that doesn't happen for everybody. Like, I want to be a teacher, but I couldn't, so I'm teaching now. At the same time, I mean, I'm working for commitment, for my passion, I am teaching. So this is how I fulfill my purpose of life. All right. So material service has no love. We always want some rewards. Okay. If we were to, people ask, would you go to, sometimes we try to say positively that I love my job, I love my job, I love my job. But if the pay factor is removed from that, would you still go for the job? All right. So which means we all have a motivational factor behind what we are doing. So this is material service. Okay. So in this material existence, you may be engaged in some service to some master, but I don't really love serving that master. I simply serve to get some money, and that master is also not in love. Okay, he takes service from me and then he pays me. Okay, there is no question of love. All right. So if you go, then they're going to replace you with somebody else. Okay. Love for God is dormant state. Everybody has that love for God in a dormant state. It's like hidden, all right, and it needs to be revived. Okay, it is not that it's not that it's not there at all. Like the child will have the tendency to walk, but it will be developed with sufficient time, practice, support given, then the child will walk. It's not something that somebody has to come and install inside him and then he gets it. No, the tendency is already there. He just needs time and some effort to bring it out. Okay, so simply to get that stage of love, it can be achieved by practice or devotional service performed with the senses. You don't acquire new senses. You don't need extra sense, extra eyes or extra mouth or extra legs. You don't need to. You can do all that with your existing senses, working senses or knowledge acquiring senses. You can do that. Okay, this is the love of God is always dormant state in everybody's heart. So you need somebody to come and tap that by maybe giving prashadam, or maybe giving you a book to read, or maybe chant, or maybe invite you to a temple to see the Lord, to read something, to hear something, maybe a song, a bhajan, something like that, a glorification of the Lord. Suddenly it is developed. It's awakened, right? It's awakened. So after you awaken it, and then you develop it. Okay, the seeds started sprouting, and then you pour water, you put the fertilizer. So that is through chanting and hearing and reading. Okay, so how the heart will be purified? With the association. Okay, if you join an alcoholic gang, then you will be an alcoholic. All right, but if you join people who are on the transcendental path, then your life will be also in that frequency. So this is the whole process. Okay, so how do we do it? How do we do the regulative principle of bhakti? How do we do it? Just now Tamari Mataji shared. Who remembers what Mataji said? How do we do it? With the guidance of
Guru.
Yes, Guru. Practice under the guidance of a spiritual master. It should be under the guidance of an expert spiritual master. I'm not Guru, but I can bring you to the channel where you will meet your Guru. Okay, so it's important for us to be exposed to many talks about many gurus, so you see where you feel connected. So that's how you choose your Guru. Okay, and how do we get this guidance from Guru? There is a verse in Bhagavad-Gita. Let me try without giving any clue if anybody can remember anything about this guru-disciple relationship that Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad-Gita. I'm not even going to tell what chapter. Let's see if you all remember anything at all about learning from a guru, what the disciple should do. So we have 12 people here. I would appreciate somebody to try something. Even if you're wrong, I'm very happy, because at least I can tell something that if you don't know. Can I call you? Saras Mataji. Do you recall any verse about Guru in Bhagavad-Gita? Saras Mataji?
Sorry, Mataji, I can't remember.
Okay, no problem. Prema Papu Mataji?
Cannot recall.
Okay, who else? Rajina Mataji?
Mataji, I think I can't remember the words, but I think we have to approach the Guru in a humble way.
Yes. What
That's
do we?
all.
Correct. You got it, Mataji. It's just we can elaborate that a bit. What else you remember from that verse?
I can't remember.
Okay, very good. So now that Rajina Mataji has given a clue, does it ring a bell? Anybody else?
It's in chapter 4, Mataji, 434.
Yes, very good, Mataji. How did you search?
Yes. I don't know, I just came.
Wow!
Krishna
Wow,
is there.
this is even great.
Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge onto you because he has seen the truth.
Yes, amazing, Mataji. So yeah, everybody please take down this verse number. It's very important because there are a lot of people out there, they want to override the guru element to go to Krishna. You will see so many people coming, why there should be a guru in between me and God? Wouldn't God understand me? Right? He is not, why do I need the intermediate? No, this intermediate is not like the pujari doing prayers in the temple. They are not intermediate. You can also perform prayers. All right. But you need somebody to guide you. If not, what will happen? We will try to understand Krishna with our own mind. Remember why we cannot do that? We learned in the beginning of level 3. Why we cannot do that? Why it's not recommended to do that? Prema Mataji, you can put the verse number and the sloka inside the chat box for the benefit of everyone. All right, so my question now, why we cannot endeavor to understand Krishna with our own efforts? Why? Yashoda Mai Mataji, you just did the class, if I'm not mistaken. Yashoda Mai Mataji,
We must.
Sorry, you ask again?
Yashoda Mai Mataji, your class finished already, right? Last Friday, right? Or Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Friday.
so why we are not encouraged to understand Krishna with our own efforts? Why?
We must have spiritual master.
All right, yes, why?
Direct contact.
Yashoda Mai Mataji?
Direct contact.
Yashoda Mai Mataji, I'm not going to let you go. You have to answer.
No, because I let her because she thought you're calling her, you see.
Okay, Ai Mataji, Ai Mataji.
Because you need explanation from a guru.
Yes, can we go to that facts that we did in the early of our level 3? I want you to elaborate on that. Why we can't? We are not encouraged. Okay, the clue is Pratyaksha, that topic. What is that? The 4 what, Mataji?
Oh, Prayaksa Anumana Hasapta.
Yeah. So why? Why we have to hear from Guru? Why we cannot do the Pratyaksha and Anumana? Why?
Because we have imperfect senses.
Imperfect sense is one of it, right? What is that bigger umbrella? What is that for?
Defects?
Yes, 4 defects.
Defect. Yeah.
Mai Mataji, can you list down for us? What are the 4 defects?
Imperfect senses. Imperfect senses.
Liable to cheat.
Cheating.
Tendency to cheat. Yes. Number 2. Number 3.
Cheating and then making mistake.
Okay.
Commit mistake.
Number 4. Last one.
Got one more. Second one. Imperfect
Yeah,
sense.
If you can remember the boy who went into a dark room and accidentally stepped on a rope thinking it's a snake, what happens to him? So if you follow that story, you will get all the 4 defects in order.
Yeah.
Level 3. Cepat Matajis and Prabhu. Do you remember? One more.
Yeah, one more imperfect senses. I think I bring that one suddenly.
Macam mana ni?
Imperfect senses, mistake, cheating. Got
Really,
one. Ano,
imperfect senses.
already say. I know the Anu Mano is the speculation and inference.
Yes.
The one I can remember.
Why we cannot speculate? Why we cannot rely on our senses? Why they are imperfect? I mean, why they are defect?
Yeah, got one. I know that word. That word.
Anybody, can you all remember the story? The boy steps on the rope. What happens?
We have the tendency to be illusioned.
Why he actually dropped the glass that he was holding? What happened to him?
Illusion, that mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, illusion. Correct. Thank you, Malaji. The second one is illusion.
Yeah, illusion. Ingat remember?
Remember.
Early of our level 3, now only 13 weeks. I forgot already. Level 1 knowledge, level 2 knowledge. So this is why I always want to bring back this information. If not, everything will go on passing clouds. Okay. So this is the verse. This is why it is important to approach a guru. Okay, because we have 4 defects. Therefore, you can acquire all the knowledge, you can go through all the Vedas, and you can do all your research and everything. You will come to one conclusion, which is the same conclusion the guru also going to give you. You can, either way, you can do both ways. Okay, so Lord Krishna describes here how to approach spiritual master. Humble, inquire. So just now Prema Papu Mataji said the humbleness is here. Inquire from him submissively, not challengingly. Okay, the service to a guru, the important service to a guru is you have to ask questions, and we cannot say, oh, how to ask questions, isn't it rude, isn't it offensive? Some people, some other places that I have experienced, if you ask question, they will say, oh, you shouldn't ask questions, very offensive. No, but in this Krishna conscious movement, Krishna wants you to ask questions, but not in a challenging mode, because the knowledge acquiring process will not be perfect in that sense. You have to inquire submissively. Until you understand, you have to ask again and again. Guru Maharaj say, ask again and again until you understand. Okay, even if I ask question to Guru Maharaj, he will come back. Do you understand? Is it clear? Did you get it? And then he'll try to simplify that. So they are so kind. They want to make sure that you understand it. Okay, so humble, inquire, and then you serve. There's always should be an exchange. So in return, the guru will answer your inquiries and give you the spiritual knowledge. Okay, so now let's go into the principles of the bhakti. So who remembers some of the bhakti regulative principles of bhakti? Example. Anybody remembers any example?
Is it taking a bath in the morning?
Yeah.
Waking up early?
Correct, you're on point. Wake up early in the morning, take bath. After that?
After that, you need to chant, pray.
All right. Okay. Offer
Okay.
prayers. If
Offer
you are in the
prayers.
temple, you enter the temple. If you are at home, then you open your altar and you do your prayers.
Yeah.
After that, Mataji?
After that, if you are eating, then make sure you offer to Krishna Prasad. Oh, chanting, sorry. Chanting comes first.
Chanting, okay. Chanting
Food
is
later.
I understand. Okay, so we want to eat, we want to, of course, we have offer flowers. Okay,
Yeah.
who can offer the boga, and then we have to take the prasad. So we have done one module on this prasadam offering. We have done this. So in that module, we went through all the mantras that is required to be chanted when you're offering the boga. Okay, offering the boga to Krishna. When you put the food on the altar, you have some mantras to chant. Of course, you have to put tulasi. And then when we take the prasad, also we have a mantra. Okay, we will chant that. Okay. After that,
After that, it will be maybe some Bhakti Sheva. You
okay.
can help or be with the associated devotees, other devotees.
Okay, so in the association devotees, you can do few things. You can do Sankirtan, you can cook, you can offer, you can serve, and you can partake the prasadam together. What things that you can do in the association of devotees?
What can we do?
Yeah, what else can we do?
Or what else? Mm,
Okay, let's try Charana Mataji. What else can we do, Charana Mataji, in the association of devotees? We have covered
Okay,
chanting.
Mataji. To me, increase knowledge.
Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. Let me pause you there, Mataji. Knowledge. How do we get that?
Talk about Krishna conscious while in the center. That's the one way of
Yes. Very good, Mataji. To hear classes in the association of devotees. It makes a lot of difference. Of course it's effective when you listen or you watch, and we are joining here virtually. Okay, you're in your house, I'm in my house, and everybody in their houses. And once in a while, we should try our best to get together in temple or in the association devotees to hear. It does make a lot of difference. Okay,
the vibration is different.
yeah, the ambience, the vibration, the focus is there. You don't get distracted too much with the phone or children calling you, or you have
Yeah.
pattern in the house. Because I myself have attended Sunday feast class online. It just couldn't help it. You have to divert your focus here and there. But ever since the temple is open, I'm going. It makes a lot of difference. All right, you pay more attention, especially Matajis. If you are teaching, Mataji and Prabhu, if you are teaching, you are sharing to people. The hearing is different now. You pay attention to each and every word that you are hearing, because you want to catch some points from there so you can share to others. The moment you catch a point, you will be like so eager, I should share this with somebody. And that's how the process goes. That's how the cycle is. Okay, if not, it masuk kiri keluar kanan. Of course, even if you do that, it is still purifying. The basket story. I don't know if you all remember the story, the mud basket. Okay, it does work. But if you want to grasp the maximum benefit of it, we want to hear and then we want to share with others. Okay, so in Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 2, there is an important fact that Krishna said here. Can we have somebody to read this, please?
Shall I, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Transcendental knowledge is in relation with the Supreme Lord Hari, is knowledge resulting in the complete suspension of the waves and whirlpools of the material modes. Such knowledge is self-satisfying due to its being free from material attachment and being transcendental. It is approved by authorities. Who could fail to be attracted?
Yeah, so this is the glory of that hearing, the transcendental knowledge. It is complete suspension of the waves and whirlpools of the material was completely, it will detach you, cut it. And it's transcendental. It is also approved by great authorities. Okay, Lord Brahma, Narada Muni, right? All of them, they have approved it. Okay, that is why it's being cascaded down. If it is not important, if it is not effective, then we wouldn't be here talking about this knowledge. Okay, so that's about hearing. Okay, and then we have what else can we do? What else you've been doing in the last 1 year? What have you added into your life, in your bhakti life? What else you have added? Something that happens twice a month. What is that?
Austerity,
Yes, austerity, Mataji. Can you give example?
fasting on Ekadashi day.
Ekadashi.
Yes, fasting on festivals and ekadasis. Okay, so later on, yes, Saras Mataji, correct. So later on, after a couple of weeks, we will have one module as dedicated solely for ekadasi. But here we have a brief information here. We can have somebody read for us, please. Who we have not heard from today?
Hare Krishna, I will read.
Okay, Mataji, can.
A thinking time. How should you practice
Ekadasi, and fast days. In Brahma Vaivarta Purana, it is said that one who observes fasting on Ekadasi day is freed from all kinds of reactions to sinful activities and advances in pious life. The basic principle is not only just to fast, but to increase one's faith and love towards Govinda or Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So today I was looking for some information in Bhagavatam to add on to the slides today, because I felt like the slides today is very light, you know. So I was reading Canto 2 and I came across where when Lord Brahma appeared from Lord Vishnu's navel in the lotus, the stem is too long, too deep down in the water, and he couldn't find where the stem is coming from. Okay, he's like floating in the air. He doesn't know where is that root. And then he tried to go down, he tried to go down and see what's there, and then he heard vibration. The first two syllables that Lord Brahma heard vibration, it is ta and pa. Ta pa. What is ta pa? Tapa means austerity, and that word vibrated twice. Okay, I shared that with my friend earlier. Let me try to bring that back. Just give me 1 second, yeah. While thus engaged in thinking in the water, Brahmaji heard twice from nearby 2 syllables joined together. One of the syllables was taken from the 16th and the other from the 21st of the Sparsa alphabets, and both joined to become the wealth of the renounced order of life. That word is tapa, tapa, so austerity. So Ekadasi and fastings are examples of the austerity. Now remember, we don't have to go to a mountain and caves and meditate for many thousands of years. That is tapa also. So we are not going to do that. We don't do that now. In Kali Yuga, we have special sale promo, the grand sale. The tapa is fasting and then the chanting. Sometimes it can be a pleasurable experience as well. And then nowadays you see a lot of this information on intermittent fasting, right? So I was reading about how the human body benefits from fasting as the hours go by. If you fast for 4 hours, what is the benefit for your body? If you fast for 6 hours, what is the benefit? If you fast for 12 hours, what is the benefit? 24 hours. And there are fasting benefits for more than 24 hours if the body allows. But after that, you need to consult with doctor if that is, really conducive for your health. All right. So these are the benefits. Okay. So this is the benefit of this tapa. So remember, we don't have to sit under the tree, under the above the kusa grass in the jungle. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do tapa like Hiranyakashipu. We don't have to do that. Okay, so Ekadasi comes on every 11th day after full moon, after new moon, like that. So we will go into this in the next. I don't know when exactly the module is coming, but that's what I heard. Okay, so we will learn that more. Okay, so time to share before we go to the end of the class. How can we practically do something for the satisfaction of the Lord using our mind, body, etc.? Please share your thoughts with us. We can have 2 people to share. What you feel from your heart that you want to do something for the satisfaction of the Lord, not satisfaction for us, yeah, for satisfaction of the Lord. Anybody would like to share? What do you think you want to do? You feel like doing?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Like as I told you the other time, right? I bought a place.
Yes,
Place,
yes.
yeah. So I'm gonna have a special kitchen for him.
Yeah.
So I don't want to mix with anything with how, I mean, my family is quite big, so I don't want to stop them. So I'll continue doing by having a special kitchen for him.
Yeah, Krishna
So that's what.
That's very
Yeah.
nice. You are making a nice plan, right?
Yes.
So like this, anybody else you like to add on? You probably will have some talents and you want to use it to please Krishna. What do you think? You may not be able to do it right away, but if there is a plan, So you can share with us. You can let it out to the universe and let the universe make it come true. You can do that.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Yes, Yashodamai Mataji.
just now you say about 1 year ago and 1 year after. 1 year ago, I attend level 1 until now level 3.
Yes.
The difference for me is now I share your Gita Gyan class to others.
Right, nice. So what do you plan to do in?
I found it for me a little bit satisfaction that I able to talk, because last time I'm not able to talk at all.
Ah.
People ask me, I don't know how to talk. I cannot talk.
Now?
Now if I can talk, can talk. I'm willing to talk. My heart feel, I know it's a bit hard, but I feel myself, I want to and I want to talk.
Yes, the desire is important, right? So before this, we were like so scared to talk because we think that, oh, I did not read well, I can't. People think that it's such a scholarly thing.
So it's like force myself, like, oh, I want to talk, then I need to learn more, I need to hear more.
Yeah.
So I think it's not only satisfaction to the Lord, also for myself, I think.
Yes, yeah, it's both way, right? It's very purifying and we get more knowledge. So one time Guru Maharaj has said it is good for you to go to the field and speak, because when you like totally surrender, sometimes you just don't know what to speak, right? That time the Prabhupada and Krishna will come and talk. You will know, and you will know that, did I talk? Because Guru Maharaj said that they will come and help you. So you need to give yourself that opportunity, right? You are going to meet somebody. Like for example, Prema Mataji is meeting a lot of people in her therapies, so she can just open up something to talk. You will never know who are you meeting. And we have Sachimata Mataji. She is a beautician. This is how she did. Last time she used to share with me. So those who come, oh no, sorry. This one Mataji, she goes to Sachimata Mataji's beauty salon, and Mataji, when this Mataji, Yashodanandan Mataji, when she was having her haircut or whatsoever, she preaches to Sachimata Mataji. Now Sachimata Mataji is a devotee. Now she is in our temple and she makes wonderful dishes for Krishna. So you can speak like that. All right. It doesn't have great, scholarly things for you to talk about. Like today in Prabhu's class also, he said, oh, it can be very simple thing. Oh, you're chanting, huh? I'm also chanting. Oh, that one Krishna, you have deities at home, I also have. So how do you serve him? So this is all starts with sharing. Okay, so like this, you can do things that is satisfying for Krishna that way, with your mind, body, senses. Okay, all the while Ashwadamai Mataji wanted to talk, but she didn't have confidence. But now she's gaining it. Now she's putting one step in and she will do it. Okay. All right. So this is the aim of the class today, is to encourage and inspire you all to continuously do your regulative principles of bhakti. Okay. Read more and chant more, of course. Okay, can we have somebody to read this? Couple of slides more to go.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
On Ekadashi day, one should increase one's chanting of Hare Krishna. One should generally accept the following principles to properly execute devotional service. Observe fasting on Ekadashi day. This occurs on the 11th day after the full moon and the 11th day after the new moon. On such days, no grains, cereals, or beans are eaten. Simply vegetables and milk are moderately taken, and chanting Hare Krishna and reading scriptures are increased. Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, chapter 12.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. All right, so this is a bit more detail on Ekadasi. All right, preaching is the essence. So like I mentioned, we always want to share what we learn. Okay, can we have somebody to read? Rajina Mataji.
If we follow the rules and regulations of devotional service, we can elevate others. When a person is advanced in spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness, he naturally becomes very sympathetic towards all living entities suffering in the material world. Naturally, such an advanced person thinks of the suffering of the people in general. However, if one does not know of the material sufferings of fallen souls and becomes sympathetic because of bodily comforts, as in the case of Bharata Maharaja, such sympathy or compassion is the cause of one's downfall. If one is actually sympathetic to fallen, suffering humanity, he should try to elevate people from material consciousness to spiritual consciousness. If we give up our own spiritual activities and simply become concerned with the bodily comforts of others, we will fall into a dangerous position.
Ah, thank you, Mataji. So look at that point where they mentioned about Bharat Maharaj. What happened to Bharat Maharaj? He was such an exalted devotee. He's a king. And the point that he went to the forest is because he wants to have a renounced order of life. But what happened? Okay, he felt compassionate towards a baby deer, right? It was in a dangerous position. And because of that attachment, when he died thinking of the deer, he was born in a deer form. Okay, so this is the danger. We are compassionate about people's condition and we always thinking that we want to solve their material problems. But it's not going to take us so far. It's not going to take us far and it's not going to take them far. And it is not a permanent solution. If you really want to help them, then you have to help the soul, their soul, because that's the soul that's going to go on and on and on. All right. Here, if one is actually sympathetic to fallen, suffering humanity, what we need to do, we should try to elevate people from material consciousness to spiritual consciousness. This is like avoid giving fish for somebody to eat every day. It's about you teaching them how to fish. So don't take it literally, but this is the concept. So we want to give an everlasting benefit. So this is how you actually put your compassion into practice. Okay, how do you apply that? Okay, so the last part here is, as usual, video from Prabhupada, Shravanam.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please. Maharaj,
This is not Prabhupada, sorry.
my senses being so contaminated, I find it very difficult to overcome. Maharaj, what is the temptations are so strong. Always, even though trying, always, if a person is falling down, how can he really, how can he overcome it? His past conditionings may be very, very strong, but yet he has a desire that he wants to get rid out of it. Thank you, Maharaj. Please instruct.
Requires sincerity. Vyavashayatmaka budhir ekeha kududangana bahushaka hyanantashas budhayo vyavashayana. Our sincerity is expressed by our determination to be resolute in purpose, to really focus on what transformation is required in my life to please Krishna and serve Krishna. We can't take devotional service cheaply. We must have determination. That when Maya is tempting us in so many ways, we have to be determined to maintain our integrity and our character and the vows we've taken or wish to take. And the determination is by saying no to Maya and yes to Krishna. By filling our hearts and our souls with Krishna. By seriously taking shelter of the holy names. By seriously taking shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad-Gita. By seriously taking shelter of the association of devotees. By seriously taking shelter of the deities of Radha Kunja Bihari, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Gopinath, Radha Govinda. By seriously putting Krishna in the center of our lives and filling our lives with Krishna. When Maya strikes, we have to be determined not to give in. But the only way to sustainably do that is we really have to take shelter. The material world is a very diseased place. Chanting our rounds every day, reading from the scriptures from Prabhupada's books every day is like immuning us, giving us an immunization, giving us the strength to be like lotus flowers and remain clean even in muddy places. In order to remain clean like a lotus leaf in muddy places, we have to have the determination to keep our minds and our hearts filled with Krishna, His holy names, devotional service, humble prayers, and simultaneous determination. Ragad Vaishava Muktaishtu Vishayanandriyashtiran Atma Vishaya Vidhayatma Prasaram Adhikachchati. We follow these regulative principles, which are a gift. And what is the actual result of following the regulative principles? Not that we become so spiritually powerful that Maya cannot touch us. The result is if we do it sincerely, without making aparads, then prasadam. Krishna says he will give his mercy. And it is that mercy that protects us from all the temptations of lust and anger, envy, arrogance, greed, and illusion. So taking shelter means to say no to Maya and yes to Krishna, and to fill our lives in such a way that we have Krishna's grace with us. Hare Krishna. And we need each other too. We need the association of devotees, satsang, to keep us focused in our sadhana, in our prayer, and in a clear vision of what is favorable and what is unfavorable.
Maharaj?
Rupa Goswami explains surrender is to accept what is favorable and reject what is unfavorable. Yes.
Okay. All right. Reject what is not favorable and accept what is favorable. So regulative principle bhakti, yeah, like Maharaj said, it's to help us. It's not to show that we are so powerful. All right. And please take note of the immunization, the vaccine that is required to keep all the infections at bay. All right, what is that? What is the immunization? Association of devotees, chanting, reading from scriptures, and hearing. Okay, so we always try to remember that. Okay, any questions? So we are actually officially in second level, Krishna Sadhaka. We finished Krishna Sevaka. We are now Krishna Sadhaka. Okay, so there's requirement to chant 8 to 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day under this level. But the important is whatever rounds that you're doing right now, keep it regular and gradually increase that. And you have not started offering the food. So please, by now, you should be able to do offering of flour every day, offering of fruits at least every day. Fruits and milk, please start with that at least, okay? No matter what is the condition in your home right now, you have to start. You have to start with the first step. Okay,
I'm doing already, Mataji. Every day go fruits for Krishna.
That's right. Very good. Right. So, okay. If yeah. So let me just read. All right. Okay. To be dedicated to leading a devotional way of life by gradually learning and practicing Bhakti Yoga according to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada under the guidance of his representatives. To study the books of Srila Prabhupada and attend the classes as often as possible, at least the weekend Bhagavad-Gita class every week. Okay. Additionally, you can come for Sunday feast class. To worship Lord Krishna as far as practical in the home, okay, as much as your condition allows, by setting up an altar, offering arati and foodstuffs, worshipping the sacred tulsi plant if you have tulsi at home, and following basic sadhana like rising up early in the morning. To chant 8 to 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day, to lead a pure, holy life by refraining from meat eating, including fish and eggs, intoxication like alcoholic drinks and smoking, including drugs, gambling, and illicit sexual activity. To observe fasting on the Ekadasi and festival days as indicated in the Vaishnava calendar. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much. Any questions, any doubts? Do you want to add anything to any points? Okay, I'm also learning from you all, so don't think whatever I say is the ultimate, right?
Mataji,
Yes, ma'am.
just wanted to ask, on Ekadashi day, is honey and Sabudana consumable?
Yes, honey can. Sabudana, I heard that I don't use because it is mentioned that it is dusted with rice flour. You can use after you wash few times, like 2-3 times. Like make sure that's no rice flour sticking to it. So my principle is keeping it simple. So to avoid any complications. But you can just have to make sure you wash it clean, very clean. We have Sabudana Vada, all that, right? Sabudana Payasam, we have like that.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. All right, I'm actually hungry already. So, any questions? Anything? Yeah.
Mataji just now said what you want to ask me.
Yeah, I already asked you all the questions in the class, so that's it. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. I hope you don't mind me asking you all questions. Okay. You can
Not
PM
at
me,
all.
Mataji. I'm
Mataji,
so
happy
shy. You call
Chinese
me.
New Year.
I get nervous attack when you call me, so you can tell me. So next time I don't call you.
All right, Mataji. Thank you so much for the class.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Happy holiday. Hare Krishna.
Happy
Take care.
holiday. Kongsi Pachai. Mataji. Yashoda Priya Mataji. Yashoda Mai Mataji. Happy Chinese New Year.
Yes, from all of us.
Happy Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.